Statistics and Probability.
Good morning. Welcome to Statistics and Probability. Today we will deal with regression analysis. Let us start with activity 1. Determine the dependent and independent variable of the following paired terms. When you say independent and dependent, it's just like cause and effect. The cause is the independent variable and the effect will be like the dependent. Example, the price of bag and number of sales. The independent here is the price of bag, meaning if the price is too high, it will affect the dependent variable, which is the number of sales. And also, if the price is too low, then it will also affect the number of sales. Item number 1, age of the car and its price. Number 2, the smoking and lung cancer. Number 3, contraceptives and pregnancy. Number 4, tickets sold and revenue. And number 5, studying and grade. Pause this video for a while and answer the activity.
A few moments later.
Are you done answering? Let us now reveal the answers. For number 1, the independent is the age of the car and the dependent variable, its price. For number 2, the independent is smoking and the dependent is lung cancer. Number 3, the independent is contraceptives and the dependent is pregnancy. Number 4, independent is tickets sold and the dependent is revenue. Number 5, independent variable is studying and the dependent variable is grade. What is regression analysis? What is simple linear regression? What are the formulas used in this topic? Regression analysis is used for the estimation of relationships between a dependent variable and independent variable. Simple linear regression is used to estimate the relationship between the two quantitative variables. Formula. So, a formula is similar to the slope-intercept form, which in y equals a plus bx. Our b is the slope and our a is the y-intercept. To get the value of the slope, our b is equal to n times the summation of the product of xy minus the product of summation of x and summation of y all over n times to the summation of the x squared minus to the square of the summation of x, wherein our a is equal to the summation of y minus b multiplied to the summation of x all over n. So where y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. Our a is y-intercept and b is slope. Let us have an example. The table below shows the years of experience of 10 construction workers and their respective wages in 1,000 pesos for a month. So we have here years, which is 11, 12, 13, and 14. So there are 2 construction workers with 11 years of experience. There are 3 with 12. There are 3 with 13, and there are 2 with 14. And the wages, we have the 6.5 or 6,500 in 1,000, 6 or 6,000, 6.5 or 6,500, 8 or 8,000, 8.5 or 8,500, 7,000, 7.5 or 7,500, 8 or 8,000, 8.5 or 8,500, and 9,000. A, determine the slope, and B, determine the y-intercept. Slope. So let's start with the given table. This is the given table wherein the number of years is our independent variable or marked as x. And our wage is the dependent variable marked as y. And then at the end of the column, we have an additional column which is the total. So 11 plus 11 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 14 plus 14 is 125. And for the wages, 6.5 plus 6 plus 6.5 plus 8 plus 8.5 plus 7 plus 7.5 plus 8 plus 8.5 plus 9, that's 75.5. We add another row which is for xy. We say xy, it's the product of x and y. So 11 times 6.5 is 71.5. 11 times 6 is 66. 12 times 6.5 is 78. 12 times 8 is 96. 12 times 8.5 is 102. 13 times 7 is 91. 13 times 7.5 is 97.5. 13 times 8 is 104. 14 times 8.5 is 119. And 14 times 9 is 126. And the sum of all xy is 951. Next row, we have here the x squared, meaning we multiply the x by itself. So 11 times 11, 121. 11 times 11, 121. 12 times 12, 144. 12 times 12, 144. 12 times 12, 144. 13 times 13, 169. 13 times 13, 169. 13 times 13, 169. And 14 times 14, 196. And 14 times 14, 196. And the sum of all the squares of x is 1573. So since we are looking for slope, so this is the formula in finding the slope. So we'll substitute our values. N, meaning the sample size. So there are 10 samples. And then the summation of xy, we can see there 951. The total. Minus the total of x, which is 125 times the total of y, which is 75.5. All over n, again, there are 10. And then the total of x squared is 1573 minus the square of the total of x, which is 125 squared. Using the calculator, we can come up with 9,510 minus 9,437.5 over 15,730 minus 15,625. Then, again, with the calculator, we have here 72.5 over 105, and our B is 0.69. So our slope is 0.69, so it's positive. So probably it has a direct relationship. Next is the y-intercept. So our y-intercept, the formula is A equals to the summation of y minus b, that's the summation of x all over n. So our total of y is 75.5 based in our data, minus our b is 0.69, and our total x 125 over 10, because there are 10 construction workers being surveyed. And then A is equal to 75.5 minus 86.25 over 10. And then negative 10.75 divided by 10, or our A, or our y-intercept is negative 1.075. It's now your turn to answer. The table below shows the number of hours watching TV and the grade of the student. Number of hours of watching, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, and then 10, then 11, and 12. And the following grades are 89, 85, 76, 81, 78, 74, 71, 65. Determine the slope and determine the y-intercept. Pause this video for a while and answer.
A few moments later.
Let us reveal the answers. Slope. So the sum of x is 63 and the total for y is 619. Next is the xy, the product of x and y, with a total of 4,700, and the x squared, you multiply the x by itself with a total of 585. Using our formula, so we have here, substitute the given. A times 4,700 minus 63 times 619 all over 8 times 185 minus 63 squared. And then simplifying it, we can have 37,600 minus 38,997 over 4,680 minus 3,969. This becomes negative 1,397 over 711, or our slope is negative 1.96. Since our slope is negative, meaning there is a inverse relationship of the number of hours watching TV to the grades of the student. Now let's have the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, so we have this formula, then substitute the given a equals 619 minus times the negative of 1.96 to 63 and then over 8. Then we have 619 plus 123.48 over 8. So our A equals 742.48 over 8 or 92.81. Meaning, so if your student is not watching TV or watching TV for 0 hours, meaning there's a possibility of having a grade of 92.81 or about 93. Let us have an example about predicting a value. The table below shows the number of hours watching TV in a week and the grade of the students. So this is the similar problem that we have already solved a while ago. So with the question, what would be the grade of a student watching TV for 1.5 hours? So the formula in finding or in predicting the value, we have here the slope-intercept form, which is y equals a plus b x. Since the value of our b is negative 1.96 based on our previous solution, and a equals 92.81, so the equation is y equals 92.81 plus our b negative 1.96 times x. Or in simplified form, y is equal to 92.81 minus 1.96x. So what if our x is 1.5 hours? Then our y is equal to 92.81 minus 1.96 times 1.5. Then we can have y equals 92.81 minus 2.94, or simply we have our y equals 89.87. There's a possibility that when a student only watches TV for 1.5 hours in a week, his or her grade is of about 89.87 or 90. It is now your turn to answer. The table below shows the years of experience of 10 construction workers and the respective wages in 1,000 pesos per month. What would be the possible salary of a construction worker with 8 years of experience? Pause this video for a while and answer.
A few moments later.
Let us reveal the answers. Y equals a plus bx. Since the value of our b from our previous problem, we already solved this one, is equal to 0.69 and our a is negative 1.075. The equation is equal to y equals negative 1.075 plus 0.69 times x. Or we have here y equals negative 0.75 plus 0.69x. So if x is 8 years experience, so then we have here y equals negative 1.075 plus 0.69 times 8. So we have here y equals negative 1.075 plus 5.52, and our y is equal to 4.445. There is a possibility that with 8 years of experience, the monthly salary is 4,445 pesos. If you have some suggestions, comments, and queries regarding our topic, just give your thoughts on the comment section or directly ask me through Messenger. Thank you and see you next topic.